rights group, Equal Education, welcoming the Basic Education Department's extension for the submission of comments. Now, these are for the amendments to the regulations relating to the minimum norms and standards for public school infrastructure. The new deadline is now on the 31st of this month. Our reporter, Tshegohaco Moagi, has more.
School infrastructure has been a sore point for the Basic Education Department for years now. In June, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga published a government gazette with proposed amendments to the regulations relating to the minimum uniform norms and standards for public school infrastructure. This in a bid to get the public and stakeholders the opportunity to comment. However, Equal Education has raised some concerns.
We were able to use this law to help monitor and support the Department of Education in addressing the backlog on school infrastructure. There are schools that don't just need maintaining, but the full building of. There are sanitation crises across schools in our communities, across provinces, rural and urban. And we were able to put in the hands of school communities and the general public this law to help them use it to keep government accountable. So without these deadlines, it means that the Department of Basic Education has no accountability measure on how they're addressing the backlog to school infrastructure.
The current norms and standards for school infrastructure have been in place since 2013, and the department says it's now time to review and make changes.
We want to get input. The department has never done anything without the input of the public. We are doing exactly that even on this occasion. We are inviting them to give us their views about the different aspects of the amendments that we are seeking to make as a department. So we expect written inputs. We have seen before people have brought it via email, others have delivered envelopes. I remember others would bring bakkies and all of that, just to emphasize the point that they are trying to make about a certain issue which they feel so passionately about. So it's the same now. We expect large volumes of comments from people. So the engagement, Equal Education is doing the right thing. They are mobilizing South Africans to write into the department, which is exactly what the department wants. We said in our statement a few days ago that we are committed to a constructive public engagement, and we stand by that.
Equal Education is hoping the plan to complete sanitation projects by the department by the end of this financial year is on track.
Part of our advocacy is compelling the National Treasury, because we do budget advocacy for education, compelling the National Treasury to also support the building of sanitation facilities in schools. We are hoping that business in South Africa can get involved, support the Department of Education in making sure that school communities do have adequate sanitation. So we're really just crossing fingers, and the advocacy from the members of Equal Education over the next bit is going to be monitoring that kind of work and continuing to put pressure where some schooling projects or building projects are falling behind on timelines.
The department says they are determined to ensure all schools have appropriate infrastructure.
The work of delivering on school infrastructure will never end. It's an ongoing project, it's a journey, it's a lifetime journey that will continue to do. There is no deadline to that kind of work. So we also need to be realistic about the things that we are demanding, because there's a financial consideration as well that we need to take into account. The Department of Basic Education works with what it has been given by the Department of Finance, by the Minister of Finance, through Treasury.
Equal Education and the Basic Education Department have urged communities to protect schools and ensure they remain a conducive environment for all. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I am Tshegohaco Moagi in Johannesburg.